Good evening friends, good evening YouTube, and I'm back with another vlog. And yes, it's in the evening and just took the bike out for a stroll. I mean, it's lockdown and there's so much of traffic, like really. So yes, today's vlog is very interesting. So what we are going to discuss is basically what are the things I like about the 2020 Ninja 1000 SX. So basically I have ridden the 2019 model and this model is a huge improvement over that. So basically I'm going to ride the bike and tell you, and after this short review that I have, I will show you, there's a small clip coming up which will give you an overview of what all things I like. So I will focus on that with the help of my camera. So yes, coming back to the topic at hand, what I love about the 2020 Ninja 1000 SX. Yes, now coming first is the engine. 1043cc inline 4, every biker's dream. 142 PS, more than sufficient. Now you would say 1000cc 140 bhp doesn't make much of a difference, doesn't sound interesting. Yes, it does not. It's not a 10R, it's not a 10R, it's not a Panigale, it's not a S1000RR, but yes, it's a sports tourer. Now what a sports tourer is intended to do is basically there's a mix of a touring capability as well as something which is very sporty. Now if you see the Versys 1000 also falls, it has the same engine, but that is a serious tourer. You won't have that fun factor that you want on a sports bike. Yes, it is a sports bike, but it's an adventure tourer. So this has a little of that fun factor that you have. So that's why the sports tourer, that's why I chose this bike. Second is the looks. Yes, looks do matter when you're taking a bike. Yes, definitely it does, and especially when you're taking a super bike, it definitely does. So when Kawasaki started changing their lineup of the 650 to look more like on the H2 line with the boxy design back, the shark type design, this I was actually quite scared when this bike was launched, before the bike being launched at EICMA, because I didn't want them to screw around with the looks, because this look that the bike has is really superb. The designers at Kawasaki have really kind of given it all for this design. Yeah, hats off to them. I love Kawasaki designs, but this is a little more sharper, more meaner, yet it gives that very subtle, mature bike feeling. Yeah, so that's what. Third would be, yes, the all LED headlights. So basically this has LED headlights everywhere, indicators, tail light, headlight, high beam, low beam, everything is LED. So and this is damn powerful. So if you see, so it's really nice. So if you've seen my Malsej ride videos, yes, you would have seen the night ride I've done at around 10 o'clock. It's like pitch dark and you can actually see the road. So that is what I like. So you don't have to fit any bulbs and all that, LED bulbs and all that. It comes stock. So that is something really nice. Coming back, yes, it's a bumpy road, and yes, my fourth point would be the suspension. Suspension is really soft, and the best part is you can adjust the preload and rebound. So the front has adjustability, the back has adjustability. So when I'm riding with my wife, so I tend to make the rear more stiffer, so that to give a more planted feel. And yes, you can actually tweak the rear suspension also, because when you are you're doing some spirited riding, you would definitely want the rear to be a little more stiff, so that it will give you better handling in the corners. So that is something I really like. Fifth part is the posture, the riding posture. Now the rider triangle is set ki I'm not too leaned, I'm not too straight, I'm riding a sports bike. I feel I'm riding a sports bike, but yet I'm comfortable. So that is what I like about this. The ergonomics, coming back to the rider position, also the seat is plush. The rider seat is plush. You have good supports for your thighs as well here. You can grip the tank. So I'm 6 foot, so I get decent amount of space to grip the tank. Also, my wife is very comfortable sitting as pillion because the seat is plush as hell. So Kawasaki has actually done a good job by increasing the padding of the rear seat. So that is one good thing. Sixth part would be the electronics. So if this bike comes with a ride-by-wire, ABS, dual channel ABS, you have traction control, you have power modes, you have customizable rider modes, rider setting, you have freaking cruise control. I mean, what else? You have a fucking quick shifter. So I have already put that in my last video on the first impression ride that I have. The quick shifter in a sports tourer, I mean, how amazing is that? Quick shifter is race bike level stuff. So you put that on a race bike. Why would you use a sports tourer? But Kawasaki has done that to actually give you that fun element. So it's not like a serious tourer. You can have a load of fun on this. So that is what is good, and what Kawasaki has done is put the quick shifter. And yes, it's a bi-directional quick shifter. So it's up, down, both directions, bi-directional. That makes it really nice. And clutchless upshifts and clutchless downshifts are a breeze. It comes with a slipper clutch as well, sorted there as well. And yes, the one thing I like is the switch. The switches, very nice and very easily laid out. It's very intuitive. It takes some time getting used to it, but once you get used to it, it's very intuitive. So this is the same that comes on the H2 SXE, the H2, the ZH2, and now the newly launched ZX10R 2021. It comes with the same switch gear, so it's really nice to have the same you know, equipment that the top of the line bikes have. This is also the top of the line bike, but in the sports touring category. Now coming back coming back to technical specifications, is the brakes. Nissan calipers in front, really nice. The brake pads though, now what is happening to my bike is basically the okay, let's give way to this ambulance. So the brake pads are worn out now. It's almost 11,000 kilometers now. So I'll be putting EBC pads, but the brake pads were really good. So it's not that I'm complaining, they were really good, had good enough bite. The pads have just 20% life left, but yet the brake feel is like superb. So no complaints there as well. Coming back to, you know, they have given one really good thing is the ride-by-wire. So with ride-by-wire comes cruise control, which I told you. Now since this being a sports tourer, yes, the throttle feel is so light, it's so freaking light, I feel that the throttle is dead. Now it tends to getting used to this setup, but once you're used to it, once you go on to the previous gen Ninja 1000, you'll be finding the throttle a little hard. So that is one thing, because this is really accurate. And with this ride-by-wire, yes, it comes cruise control when you're riding long distances. Considering this is a sports tourer, yes, you can definitely use cruise control and you know, increase your mileage. It reduces fatigue. You can chill when you get a good stretch of this. So the max cruise control that you can do is 150 kmph. Though on Indian roads you should never do that. I've used cruise control at 80 to 90, which is really comfortable, which is really nice. The best part of a bike I like is the gearing. Now if you see, I'm on 6th gear and I'm cruising at 56 kmph. This is a fucking super bike. Okay, ja bhai. This is a fucking super bike and I'm riding at 60 kmph on 6th gear and there is no knocking. So I don't downshift, I immediately pull it from here itself and I get that torque. You see, effortless. So that is what I mean. This is what the engine and the gearbox is capable of. So this is something that I really like. This was always on the 2019 Ninja 1000 as well. Lovely. Also, one more thing that I wanted to tell you guys is that the 2020 lineup, Kawasaki has finally bought in the complete LCD. Now, you will be thinking that I'm nitpicking here. It's not the crispiest of LCDs, like if you see the S1000RR or the Triumph Tiger. I've seen those LCDs and they are like, it's like having an iPad Pro, man, on them. But this is not the crispiest of, like, you know, the resolution is not that HD resolution. But if I compare this to the other manufacturers, this gives me what I need. So that is what the functionality part comes into the pictures. When I look at a Speedo, what I need to look is the gear indicator. I need to look at maybe the fuel gauge, which is actually blinking right now. I'm low on fuel. And the speed. I see engine temperature, I see the outside temperature, it's kind of hot, it's 28 degrees. I see the time, I see my average. I can toggle between this. I see my range, I see the average speed, I see total time on the bike, I see the battery voltage, I see the real-time mileage, I see lean angle. I mean, what all do you want? You don't want, because riding a bike, you don't want to get distracted by things like, you know, very fancy things. Yes, they look really nice, but on the road, when you're on the go, those things take a setback, like, you know, they take a seat back. And what you actually need is what you actually want to see on the dash. So I can see the QK, the Kawasaki quick shifter on. I can see the mode that I'm riding on, which is road mode. I can see the gear, which is really big. I can see the rev counter, which is really nice. I can see the speedometer is really nice. And what this has is a functionality where it's a dark mode and light mode. So the switch of this button, if you see that it's completely white. So this, I kind of use it in the daytime, and in the night it's nice to use the dark one, the dark theme. So it's very simple and very nice. There is in fact another mode which if you check out my speedometer, this mode, you will actually see that video where you can change the theme as well. So yes, coming back to the bike as well, the tires come, they are S22 Battle Axe Cybersport. The new Hayabusa gets it, the ZX6R gets it. So yes, they are soft compound tires. The tires are actually worn out now of mine. It's around almost 11,000 done. Decent enough job, yeah. I mean, even now the middle part has actually turned out a little flat. I will be changing my tires soon in the next riding season. But definitely these tires are really good in terms of wet grip, in terms of dry grip. Really superb. So this comes with a 120 this and 190/50. The earliest to come with 190/55. So they have made the profile a little more slimmer to give the bike a little more, you know, a little agility. And I felt that this handlebar as compared to the 2019 version is a little more bigger and more spaced out. So I have a good spread of my hands on the handlebar. So this gives me an even more comfortable riding posture. That is something nice. So we are not going to go straight. We are going to take a turn here. Because ahead is a toll naka. So yes, what have I missed? I mean, have I missed anything? Not really. If at all you feel something that yes, one more thing. Sorry. The fuel tank, 21 liters, sorry, it's 19 liters. 21 liters is the versus 19 liters. Good enough for sports touring, good enough for a tourer. Very nice. The mileage that I've got is around, when I went for my Mahabaleshwar trip, it was around 21, and 21 from 1000cc inline 4 sports bike is amazing. I mean, I don't expect much. That is something that I want to tell you guys. And yes, that is something that you should, all these things you should consider while buying a super bike. Mileage will take a hit, of course, but this bike has actually surprised me. It has actually given me 21. If I ride it really hard, like on a breakfast ride or something that way, then it might give me somewhere around 18. But I have even squeezed out 21 on a breakfast ride, which was, I'm not an aggressive rider, so I don't kind of push the bike to the limit. I like to take it nice and easy and enjoy it. So that's me. But amazing. So we have covered most of the points and most of the the things I love of this bike.